What's up YouTube, Mr. Lamacy here, and today we're going to be resuming part Nightmare of the Rainbow Druid run. In part Normal, we did Shape-Shifting, part Nightmare will be Elemental, and part Hell will be Summons. So again, the Rainbow Druid is 3 different builds, 1 per difficulty, and no reusing skills across any of those. And so this is what we have selected. I'm going to return to Normal really quickly just to finish it out before we do move on to Nightmare, as I do want to go and get an Ancient's Pledge. Otherwise, you can see this is what we worked with for our gear. Really some nice pieces here. I mean, really a great Normal. We picked up some really amazing pieces of gear there in our Telestaff. So, like I say, we'll go and just do some quick shopping, because I do want to go ahead and get potentially Ancient's Pledge, but also Leaf Rune Word, since we'll be shifting into Elemental, and I will be playing Fire Elemental. Do 70 for that. Perfect. We could actually probably just come back later on for Ancient's Pledge if we want, but we'll go ahead and go shopping on that. Yeah, that Bladeson playthrough has been pretty fun. So we'll get our respec here in 1 second. Like I say, we'll just do this. And shop for our 3 open socket. Sure. You know what? I'll go for a Kite Shield. Okay. So, last piece. We'll be respecking, and then we're ready for Nightmare.
Good day.
Good day.
Okay. So first things first, we'll get a little strength, and we'll go ahead and build the 47. Dexterity, I won't actually need for that because we're shifting to the staff. So everything else into vitality. We can drop that, put this in. Tier Ral, make our leaf, +3 to fire skills. Got Sanders there later if we want. And okay, we'll max out Fissure. And we're just gonna be purely in this section. Maybe get some Armageddon going later. I really do love Armageddon, actually. And Volcano. Fissure is 2 seconds per level. Volcano is actually damage, so we should go with Volcano here, I think. And it will also increase this. Yep. Okay, so we'll max Volcano there. Okay, perfect. Let's go to part Nightmare. Yeah, Armageddon's actually a really fun skill. I actually really like it. So this is going to be the quote-unquote easier part of the run for us, thankfully. Elemental is solid. Shape-shifting through Normal was not the hardest thing, but it was, you know, it was tough. It was definitely something. We'll go players 8. Yeah, we built our leaf. And I mean, again, we've got really nice stuff. Our resistances are all positive. We're maxed on cold res. It's really nice. So this will be our main focus, is experience in this section. DCX. Getting experience here will be the main focus, because this is where we actually have our big damage, whereas when we shift over and go to... oh, I still have 8 skills left. We'll put those in Fissure. Maybe save those to get into Armageddon some. And let's go ahead and put them in Fissure, I guess. Let's do 4 skills there. Oh, it's base 15. Yeah, but I'll have the +1 here. Oh yeah, players 1 for this. Oops.
Good afternoon,
Be a little
Llama.
annoying.
Happy to see you playing D2R.
Thank you very much, Lion. You know, ultimately, it probably is, you know, we could have really gone hard on D4, played up D4, like some of the other guys, and had a more successful time, but not sure about that one. But I don't know. This is really annoying. Oh my god. Gotta play what I actually enjoy, you know? Shamans are so annoying. Why play something you don't like? Because it's a job, you know? I mean, there are definitely people that are playing Diablo 4 right now and not enjoying it, but it is what they have to play because that's what people watch them for, you know? That's what did it for them, whatever. So, and that's not just true in D4, that's true in a lot of games. That happens with a lot of the games, honestly. People that, you know, it's just they kind of came across a game, started playing it, a big audience ended up watching them for it, and they're like, well, crap, now I'm kind of stuck. Yeah. Because it's tough to shift around. Thankfully, I love Llama RPG. I do love Llama RPG. I love Diablo too. So I don't have any issues here. Now, when Llama RPG comes out and we start jamming on that, hopefully not everybody runs away. We'll see.
Is that all?
Happened to two streamers, you know, one for Chivalry 2 and another one for World of Tanks. Yeah. Like I say, it just happens. It's just like the nature of streaming and how it goes and whatever. So that's why I think it's really important to make sure the game that you're playing is a game that you really enjoy, because otherwise you might get stuck in it and then it's like, oh no, I can't switch. Grubby's been able to switch. Yeah, Grubby's done a nice job being able to kind of switch around. Essentially, once you get big enough, there is some room. The bigger you are, the more room you really have. But even then, it still can be tough. Man, we could really use some levels right now just to get some more damage. I mean, we're on P8 and stuff, so we're going to be getting levels actually here nicely soon, which is good, but it's really interesting to see when you like shift over to Nightmare just at this point, and it's like, wait a second, my damage is definitely worse than if I played through from normal really on P8 the whole time and finished normal at like level 30 something. But yeah, it's still even hard for Grubby. I mean, he came out and was talking about that recently, how like Dota stuff hasn't been doing as well on YouTube, and you know, the difficulty with that. So It just happens, man.
I.O. doll.
I owe dull to you as well. Ooh. Little Saigon's action. Love how I'm holding it down playing the ancient game. That's just what we do. Asado, thank you very much. Like I say, you know, D2 is first off my game. Again, I do think there was potential to actually be able to switch over to Diablo 4, but, and like, make, you know, make it a main and all that stuff, but I'd have to kind of almost fake a little bit. And that's just not how I want to run it. Like, if I don't think Blizzard is, you know, really doing a good job with it and they're screwing it up and all that stuff, then again, I'm gonna like say that and then go and play something that I do think is worth the time. D2R must have been a big boost for my numbers. It definitely helped. It definitely was helpful. Now we're starting to get our damage up. We like doubled our damage just with those few levels there. Alright, let's grab Meteor. CXCB. Let's just make it G, I guess. Or Armageddon, not Meteor. Maybe in 12 months D4 will be decent. Maybe. Joe, thank you. I mean, the problem is a lot of the stuff they need to fix are core systems. And that is a real struggle. They need to fix itemization. Like, that's massive. Epi with 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much, Epi. You know, that's not a basic
Your game
thing.
sucks and you don't want to fix it. That's on them, Mr. Llama IK.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Punk. So again, yeah, it's really just feeling like, man, why are they so stubborn on these systems they've created? But also, I can understand why they slightly are. And the reason that they are is because so many of the systems that they've built are intertwined that you'd have to go back and do like a giant overhaul, redesign, whatever. I mean, it would be massive. And that's the big issue. I don't think this is a small fix. Some of it's probably spaghetti code, as discussed by them saying like we can't fix resistances and for like 4.5 months. That to me is like, okay, that seems like spaghetti code. But no, the bigger piece still is, oh boy, Midora. Oh, don't kill me. Items and have, you know, are not well designed. The sacred ancestral whatever
What is
piece
spaghetti
code that is a mess. Looks like a bowl of sketty. Very hard to change and fix. And it's all, like I say, it's all dependent on each other. Okay, cooldowns exist in the game. There are cooldowns, you know, it's not super fun having the cooldowns on all the stuff. But that's like a big piece of it. So now you want to fix cooldowns, okay, but there's all the spender generator stuff. So okay, hold on, we got to fix spender generator. But wait a second, there's all these skills that are like when you use a cooldown, then you get a barrier. So okay, that's now breaking that. Okay, let me think. So if we want to actually fix that piece, then we're getting right. There's too many pieces like this where it's all interdependent on each other. And so you can't just go in and fix your items because your items are, you know, built on your skills, which are built on, right? It's all built on each other. But when it's not built amazingly, it creates big issues for a lot of that stuff. Yeah, so it feels like, I mean, I think that is my overall feeling of Diablo 4, and it's not to say there's no passion whatsoever, that nobody had any care for the game or anything of that sense. I don't think that's true. But it feels like a corporation made the game, and there were people that were building systems that were told, build a crafting system, and so they built a system. Make items that, you know, have itemization and affixes, and so they made it. But it doesn't feel like there's a whole unified, fun vision being brought all across it. Rather, a lot of pieces just, you know, existing. That is my take on how it ended up kind of as it has. But, you know, and maybe too many people, too many cooks. It's a very real thing as well. Yeah. I played old school RuneScape back when, like, it was RuneScape, you know, just like whatever, RuneScape back in the day. I used to just like farm trees. I just chopped trees and then I sold the wood. I was very, very boring and basic with it. I don't know why. But that's what I enjoyed doing in it. I should probably play it further and actually like go try and beat the game or something. That's Arcanus. Are there any D4 speedrunners? Jim is doing some speedrunning. I think Kano's doing some D4 speedrunning as well. But, yeah, I mean, I think ultimately for, you know, D4, like I say, too many systems are too dependent on each other, and too many of those systems also have too many issues. And so none of the stuff to fix, like there's plenty of things that they can fix that are just like quick wins. Again, allow the camera to move out some, though again, that has its own complications and issues, right? But like, give me a better stash, give me better sorting, make affixes have, you know, priority in set places so that I don't have to always be looking all around because I can't tell where this one's gonna land. Like, there's plenty of small wins that they can do, and that will all improve the game, but the game still just has large issues. Again, namely itemization being its largest. And if you're not gonna fix itemization and improve that, then you're gonna be in trouble. The game is, in my opinion, always going to end up being boring and tiresome, and people are going to get over it quickly because cool. If there's nothing cool to actually chase, then they're done with it. That's it. Like, Yeah. So even if they fix a lot of the base pieces, I think it will make the game better, for sure. But without really a big overhaul improvement on stuff like your items and such, I think the game will always end up being kind of boring. I'll go players 3 for Indario. The only cool thing to drop or like chase is like Shaco, but then it's not even like, it's so hard to get it. It's not even something you can actually list as like a cool thing to chase, because it's not even a chase item. It's literally just if you randomly get lucky and get the win the lottery. That's it. With itemization, I mean the way affixes exist and more. Ooh, unique amulet. Let's go, baby. Dude, I would take Nokazin. I mean, I actually have a really nice amulet. Maybe I don't care for Noko.
Good evening. Hello.
Probably like Eye of Etlich would be nice. Hey. 10 all attributes is kind of nice, but again, we have already a baller piece there, so. We'll go on that. 30 stat points, nice. Sure, why not? I actually have okay boots. But also things like items, the item system is like so simple and then also so complex in like the wrong ways. So, for instance, one of the like bad simple things was the required level of an item was literally just the level that you found it at. How is that anything that makes any sense whatsoever? Literally, like, they try to like simplify it so much, but then it's just so pointless. I don't understand the decision whatsoever. And then it just ends up ruining like alt characters and stuff, because again, when you would find stuff at level 100, it was all just level 100. So now they changed it, and it maxes out at level 80. But I think it's still just based off of your level requirement, or your level. So again, you find items, any item you find level 80 plus is always just level 80 required. And it doesn't make sense. It's just weird. Like it's a bad system, plain and simple. There's some Blood Fist. So things like that are the confusing parts that again don't fit. It's just a bad system and it just needs to be fixed. Whoever designed it, they just missed. No, they didn't eliminate level requirement. They just changed it to 60 and 80. They eliminated level requirement to get into World Tier 3 and 4 because that was something that they, for some reason, also put in. Again, just confusingly. It's like they're throwing darts at a dartboard a little bit in some ways, where you're like, what is the reason? Why would you make that change? It takes 5 seconds now to leave a dungeon instead of 3 seconds. Why? Do you just want me to waste more time? I think their reasoning was they didn't want hardcore players being able to escape from the butcher by porting out. But that's such a small, like, group of people, if that is their reasoning, for everybody to get affected in a negative way and have to waste their time. Like, that's not fun. Nobody wants to sit for 5 seconds now because, like, why? How about we bring that down? Get rid of the time wastes. That's something that, you know, like, look at Diablo 2. Look at a lot of older games. They try and, any time that would be wasted time like that, they try and made it so there's as little time on load screens, as little time on all those pieces. Why? Because that stuff sucks. Who wants to wait 5 seconds to portal home? Like, it's not a fun experience. Again, creators, what are you doing? Accidentally clicking on a chair in Diablo 4 and my character going to sit down. Look at Halls of Torment. Yeah, I mean, I haven't even played Halls of Torment, but just from what I can hear, I mean, again, they took a system that works, Diablo 2, and it's not complicated. It's not like this crazy thing that's this impossible to figure out idea.
Yo Llama, what would you say is the most important part of a fast speedrun? Stealth early, maps, drops, or something else?
I mean, all of the above. But ultimately, I'd say, obviously, if you don't get stealth at all, then, like, you have to reset the run. So you'll always reset for that. So maps are probably a big, big, big piece. Because there's just a lot that, you know, if you fourth way, if you get all this, you're just never going to run fast. So many people bought D4, they won't learn lessons. I mean, if Diablo 4 fails out fast, I think it'll like help. Because they spent, how many, 8+ years developing Diablo 4? Hundreds of millions of dollars. Yes, they'll have made like some money from it, but they have expectations of making so much more. So, like, right, like unit sales are great and all, but they need like more money coming in, right? Again, that's capitalism at its finest there. Everything has to be more. And if the game just like doesn't do well and people just stop, you know, playing it and stop spending money on it, and their expansions don't sell as well and their subscriptions don't do as well and all that stuff, then they're gonna like, it'll be seen kind of as a failure, I would imagine, regardless of the fact that, yeah, it did well to start, but all these other games have continuous streams of income happening, you know? So if they can't manage to figure that out, it's maintaining its Switch base though? No, it's not. Obviously today is season 1, so it's going to have like, you know, a base, but
Hey Llama.
dude, there were only like 13,000 people watching Diablo 4 a couple days ago before patch notes. 12,000 people. That is not at all, in my opinion, successful for how large of a game it is, how many copies they sold of that game. Better than D2 or 3 has ever been. Diablo 2 came out 20 plus years ago. Twitch wasn't even a thing. 13,000 is a horrible amount.
Help me! Tinfoil hat moment. Activision Blizzard shareholders doesn't want to make more Diablo games. So they invested money into having developers make a bad one, which players will ditch, so they can say, see, players don't want it, stop asking us to fund it.
Seems rough. 270k people watching. Again, it's the League launch of the first season. Half the people are there just hate watching. You also have probably Fex for life with a bunch of view bots. Like, I have a view to get a free pet. Oh, they did that thing again? Okay, there you go. They've got all their fake views from people trying to get pets. Yeah, drops enabled. Like, talk to me when the drops deal ends and the season is not, you know, is a week old. If Llama RPG enabled drops, we could get 100,000 viewers, you know? Would any of them be real viewers? Not really, but you can buy your viewers if you want with that for your game. Ow.
Good day.
There aren't drops right now, so you're just watching for no reason? Rip. Source skills.
Please state your business.
Wonder if I should just go get like spirit. Probably should. Oh wait, I'm not done. I need to actually go do the Arcane Sanctuary. I kind of want to go and yeah, we'll wait on it. No, none of what I'm saying right there is supposed to be like completely against blah 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 whatever. I'm just saying Twitch viewers on 30 minutes after the first season drops is not a great metric for the game. That's all I'm trying to say with that. Like, give it a week. Give it a couple weeks.
I watch Mr. Llama for the drops. Like, maybe a tall will drop.
Maybe. Do you think Fire Wolf is decent for endgame? Yeah, Fire Druid's actually not bad for endgame. With the, you know, all the stuff now. Fire Sunder and stuff. It maintained 13k where any Diablo title hasn't come close. I mean, again, you're talking a game that came out less than 2 months ago with hundreds of millions of dollars spent on it. Crazy marketing, putting up in Times Square, having like, you know, all sorts of people do all sorts of stuff. KFC promos, whatever things. Megan Fox promos. And 13,000 is all that they had watching it a month after the game came out? That doesn't sound.
Welcome to my shop.
This was not designed by nature's architect.
What's Megan Fox up to now? Working for Blizzard, calling out people's deaths. I mean, they sold 10 million copies and only 13,000 people are watching on Twitch. That, to me, just seems not like it worked out super well. Or was going really well there. But that's just me. Am I down for a D1 run? Yeah, I'll do D1 run sometime.
Fire Druid is S tier but expensive. Enigma and Phoenix alone is 6 high runes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a little pricey for sure. D1 glitchless? Yeah, we're not talking about right now. Again, the season launched 41 minutes ago. The first season, to boot. I don't have enough gold? Okay, let's get some gold. Let's do this.
Good day.
$13 auras. If we didn't have a nice Ami already. Okay. A little bit of money. That's for weapons.
Ask and learn.
Bum, 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 ba-dum. Guess we'll just roll that one. Alright. Let's kill Duriel. Mods, can you make a command called !no D4 and then it just links my YouTube video? Maybe add that to my title. Have I seen the Ackman's second video on his first video? What's he talk about in the second video? Season skip. Perfect. That'll work. Like I said, I feel like a lot of people, and I mean this honestly, I feel like a lot of people are hate watching Diablo 4 right now as well. Like, not everybody. There's still people that are watching it to watch it. But I think a lot of people are watching so they can scream about the nerfs. And about how bad it is.
Fox Blue.
Kind of nice for Mercenary there. What nerfs happened? Oh man. Nisimbo, thank you very much. Everything. They nerfed it all. Oh man. They removed the sorceress. She's just gone.
Greetings.
And everybody else got nerfed down.
Good day.
Okay. Let's grab Holy Freeze for you.
Put that to good use.
Have I lost weight since I started playing hockey? I don't think so.
I'll put that to good use.
I've been trying to, but I don't know. Maybe I've lost fat and gained muscle. That's my
Good day.
that's my hope. I mean, when you're just skating around everything with all that gear on, 40 pounds of gear, you know. Feel like I sweat so much. Like, I probably burn like 800 to 1,000 calories a game. It's kind of crazy how much you sweat. Stars. $40 pounds of gear, is it military grade gear? No, that's just like standard goalie gear, man. Might be slightly less. Goodbye, mercenary. But not much. People definitely underestimate how much gear a goalie is wearing. It's a lot.
Looks like jade. Perhaps it's worth something.
And like, I actually have like my helmet and or my, yeah, I mean probably my helmet, my neck guard, all sorts of stuff. There's like Kevlar in it and stuff. So pucks hurt, man. It's true. Anyways, I didn't make this sense. Amazing, Rivix. Truly amazing. Happy to see you aren't playing the D4 season. All these D4 streamers rallying against the patch notes are still lined up to play it. Yeah, I mean, that's my thought. It's like, hey, you know what? Like, I get it. Everybody's going to come on and hate watch it and watch it, whatever, and you get to go and get all your views and blah, blah, blah. But, like, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, if you really hate the patch so much, put your money where your mouth is a little bit. If you actually want them to fix it, don't play it.
MR Llama happy.
But there's a lot more. Yeah, they'll play for the content and then they can whine about it and whatever. Yeah, I mean, it is. People love watching people whine about things. I get it. I whine about stuff and people hate watch my stuff too. So. But yeah, I don't know. At some point I just felt like, alright, I gotta just let it. Wait, I don't need to be in here. Let it be. If they make some big changes and improve it and whatever stuff, then maybe we'll go try it out again. You know? Campfire chat tomorrow night? I don't know. What time is it gonna be at? (2 p.m. Eastern. That's not night at all. I guess Europe night, maybe. Okay, so Great Marsh will come this way. Let's try. Yeah, last epoch was alright. Yeah, we'll be on, so we can watch the campfire chat and see what they're gonna say. Okay, this will just be Great Marsh as well. They're gonna say the game is awesome. I don't know. I don't feel like they are gonna double down on it. I feel like that'd be pretty crazy of them to sit there and be like, no, all of you are wrong, this is right. I feel like they're gonna say, we hear your complaints and we're, you know, it's all part of a bigger plan. We are working to make the game fun for you all. You know, it'll only be X amount of days. Once we can get resistances fixed in Season 2, you'll see the balances start to work better. We have so many things going on at the same time. That's kind of my guess how it'll play out. Which maybe is kind of doubling down. But I don't think they'll be like, you guys are wrong. I think they'll just be like, yeah, you just aren't getting the whole picture yet because of how we built the seasons badly, so that you have to wait 3 months before you can get that next set of changes. Yeah, shields have resistances now, but resistances only work in Season 2 because, again, we've made a bad decision. Also, big updates to the Battle Pass and to the shop, so you can all buy things, because everybody's wanted to buy things, they've been telling us. Alright, Amryn, nice. Fish are so good? Yeah, it's godly. So good. Might as well do that.
D2R hype.
Let's go. Thank you, Bloomy. All right, money, 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 money.
Hello.
Nice attack rating. I mean, God, I wish I had that earlier. For build prior. Okay. And then get that out. For money, money. Good. Better money.
Good to see you.
Not everybody agrees, but I do agree. I think D4 looks, or D2 looks better than D4. D2R. They did like such a good job, in my opinion. Rainbow Druid shapeshift. Yeah, we did shapeshifting in normal.
Impossible.
Do I think the Devils will win it? Probably not, because the Stars are going to be winning. Seemed like he appreciated the feedback. Oh, that's really nice. No, I didn't get to watch it yet. I saw that the video was up, but I feel like reacting to a video of a guy reacting to me reacting to him is just too much. You know. At some point, I'm dead. Ooh. Didn't think I would get that off. But I should still probably just watch it, right? Not do a react video to it or anything, but just like watch what he says on my own. The Hammerdine. Wait! Oh my god, I didn't see those little guys that I was stuck on. This is a nasty level. He clarifies some stuff. Oh, that's good. Yeah, Diablo 2 actually does a really nice job of monster, like the amount of monsters and the spacing of them and stuff. It's small things like that that you don't really notice, but you know, you don't think about, I should say, until a game doesn't do it as well, and you're like, why does this feel bad? Season 1 questline literally blocked with invisible walls all over the map. Brutal. Ow. Dude, that dude hurts as well. Oh, he's cursed. No wonder. Bro, they are just like wrecking my face in here. Good lord. I mean, I'm on players 8, so I know it's hard, but jeez. Thank you. Korun! Wow! My goodness. Hustle time? Yeah, make Hustle for Hell, and now all of our summons are gonna get fanaticism. That's sick. Harmony is also nice, but I think given all my summons, Fanat will be better. Yeah, Zealot could use that. again, I think D4 comes down to A, too many cooks. B, Blizzard is not the same Blizzard that it was before. You know? You really got to remember that, like... It is a completely different Blizzard. Completely different goals. Yep. So, I mean, I think it just kind of reinforces the idea that, like, the next game, you know, game that's going to be amazing isn't going to be created by some giant corporation like Blizzard anymore. It's going to be made by probably Llama Studios. Probably something like Llama RPG, you know? Just spitballing here. Random game I picked out of thin air. Llama RPG gonna fail? Maybe. Who knows? Very possible. First game I've ever made. If it does, we'll try and fix it. If we can't, well, at least we made it. Better to have tried than and failed than not tried at all. Like, you can make fun of it all you want, make fun of me all you want, but everybody said before, if they're playing a game you don't like, or you don't think they make good games, then why don't you make your own? So, at least I'm trying. Yeah, I mean, like I say, who knows? Who knows how it'll end up? I honestly don't. I don't have any crazy expectations. I just want it to be fun. If the game comes out and a couple hundred people play it, but they really love it and it's fun, that'd be probably a success to me. Will I lose money on it? Sure, but how much money it makes isn't what I'm determining for success at all, so. Man, these suits suck. Fire enchanted. Oh yeah, I mean, I know that it has potential to be good. It's just, there's a lot of factors that go into that, you know? So, that's all. How do we support it? I mean, right now, you just kind of hang out, ! RPG Discord. If you join up in that Discord there, you can always talk about it to your favorite streamers. Talk about how excited you are for one day when it comes out, but maybe wait a little bit so it's more on their mind in the future. When a little bit more of it's there. But really joining that Discord is probably a big piece because that's where we're going to have... Can't I just get the game? Isn't that enough? Yeah, but the game is like pre-alpha right now, so... Got a couple people working various ways. I mean, it's a small team, but yeah, I know. Thank you. I think the small team is helpful. You know, have a more centralized vision. Ooh, that's really nice. 58 strength. I want that. On Llama RPG, will I nerf everything day one? Maybe. If it needs it. I don't think there's anything wrong with nerfing a bunch of stuff. I think going in and nerfing everything when your game is not, when that's not what's wrong with the game and not the issues the game is actually having is a massive, like, mistake. Like, if all those changes they made were actually improving the game, then I'd be like, sure. But it's like, hey, you've got so many issues and things that you need to actually focus on. Why are you focusing on just tweaking a bunch of random numbers? Plain and simple. Ooh, that's a good idea, man. If everyone's having fun, but it's not in line with your vision, would you change it? No, I mean, ultimately, the goal of the game is to be fun. That is the ultimate goal of the game. So, if the game is not fun, then I need to change it, even if it's in line with what I'm kind of thinking. If the game is a ton of fun, but it's not lining up with everything I'm thinking, then I probably don't want to touch it too much. Right? Now, I do think there still is a sense of players don't always know what they know if it's fun or not, but they don't always know what the right changes need to be. Right? So I think there is sometimes the idea that you should listen to the player, and sometimes you shouldn't always be listening to the player in every case, because a lot of times their ideas will have issues. They're short-sighted, you know, whatever it is, right? Like that is 100% actually a thing, where it's like, hey, you know, why don't you just, you know, I think a great example is Diablo 4. Why don't you just let us teleport to the dungeons rather than having to do the stupid ride the horse? It's not a good idea, actually, but it recognizes the issue. The issue is it's not fun getting whatever nightmare dungeon, right-clicking it telling you somewhere on the map to go, and then you going to the waypoint, going there, hopping on your horse, and just riding there. That's just not, that just was not fun, like a fun game loop at all. That's a terrible map, good lord. So, that, here we go, was just a waste of time and perfect. It needed to be fixed. The simple idea that people came up with, including myself, is like a very base one, was like, maybe you just let us teleport right to the dungeon instead. But, and I've spoken about this before, I think the developers should have said, okay, you guys are right in that the current way of getting there is not fun, But if we just let you teleport right to a dungeon, then our whole idea of having this whole open world and whatever and all of these pieces is just becoming less and less. And what is making it different from just a greater rift? Nothing really, right? Now it's just, you're just doing a greater rift. You might as well not even have it be a dungeon on the map. It might as well just be a thing that you just go and you collect it and then you just right click it, right? So they needed to figure out how to incorporate this idea that it's this dungeon on the map specifically that you're going to without it just being a boring run over to get there. Instead, they've just implemented it in the current way. And like I said, it just, now it's okay, great, but it doesn't actually improve the game. Like, yeah, it'll make it more efficient and faster there, but then it's gonna just be boring. And the overworld is even more dead. There's even less that you're running through it, you know? So it's either create something that is fun and exciting on the map, so when you're running there, you actually care. Something I think about a little bit would be like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, right? Running through the world, there's so many things to discover and find as you're running through the world that you don't feel like, ooh, 20 all-res. Oh, man. That's really close. That's we'll hold on to that. Right. Just have a reason to make me go through the world now. That's probably the right fix you want. So now it's exciting rather than I just get on my horse and run past it all and it's just not fun, right? Make the world more interesting, make all that. But they didn't. So again, that's a great example in my opinion where they listened to the player, but the solution they've implemented actually I don't think is going to be good for the longer term of the game. Even if in the short term players are like, this is more fun because it is better than the previous, but it'll actually make the game overall, in my opinion, just even less fun.
Fisto's hatred was a poisonous void.
Alright, Act 4 is going to be rough. Yeah, cuts off a lot of potential growth, exactly. So those are the places where I think they're just shooting themselves in the foot. Let's get back to Act 3. Yeah, and a lot of that problem also is, right, there's nothing to do in the overworld. They sold this game to me as a big open world game, but the overworld is, there's no reason to exist in it, you know? It's not a fun experience, in my opinion. They stealth nerfed the horses because cooldown reduction also affects the horses. Oh my god. Oh yeah, fire immunes. Alright, this will be... Where is Mr. Ishwal? That's like a very... That's a start, Cora. I don't know if that's exactly the solution, but it's a start. It's at least looking at, again, engaging with the world in the way that it's supposed to be engaged with, which is a big open world that's supposed to be a lot of fun. Super fast nightmare? I mean, elemental druid strong. So strong. Yeah, I mean, I think their focus right now is D4, but I'm sure we'll see something D2. Maybe at least like a couple new rune words and stuff in the future. Maybe some balance changes to things. Potential. I mean, I think another... I mean, I just don't want this to be a D4 bashing stream. But... we'll go slightly. I think another piece is they did look at other games and systems and tried to just like grab systems from other games and put them together. But it doesn't feel like there's enough rhyme or reason to them, and so they feel kind of mismatched. And so it doesn't give it like a soul a little bit of like, oh, I understand why this wouldn't have this system or would have this system or whatever, you know? It's just like, why? Why do we have these random pieces that exist in here? They just kind of are there. It's like somebody was tasked with creating a system here and they did, but it doesn't fit with the other one. Even stuff like the difference between the blacksmith and the jeweler and the vendors of where you can sell items, where you can salvage all, where you can, you know, it's like they're not even consistent across all those things. There's a lot of just inconsistencies with a variety of the systems. And that stuff is confusing again. The overall goal vision doesn't fit.
Impossible. Impossible.
Okay, see what the forge has for us. Might be right over there. Yeah, it is. Okay. Rainbow Druid is all the... Yeah, every difficulty is a new build. Oh boy. You just like how spread out the towns are? Yeah, I mean, it's like, look at Diablo 2 Act 3. Everybody hates Act 3. Why? Because so much stuff is spread out. It's a terrible, like, the town is a terrible example that needs to be adjusted and fixed. And that seemed to be used as the base for a lot of the Diablo 4 towns. It's like, I don't want to run for 15 seconds to get to the jeweler. And then he's just completely all the way away and my stash is on the completely other side and the waypoint is in, you know, it's like... AVG, thank you. Now, I'm not saying everything needs to be 100% right on top, but I mean, Act 1 has a pretty decent, you know, balance of the vendors. Act 2's vendors are a little spread, but it's okay. Act 5 is, you know, not too bad with it. Act 4, they're just right there. It's pretty nice. But yeah, a lot of pieces do feel like they want you to just be in the game longer. And ultimately, that's also another reason that I had to drop. I just felt like so much of the game was dead time in between. You know, there was so much time that just was time I had to spend. Rhyme time? I mean, probably not. Or probably, I don't know what we'll do with the shale. Wait, I need shale for hustle. Oh, that worked out really nicely. So, just questionable pieces like that. At the end of the day, I just go, why? You could make this more efficient, which would end up being more fun. And then if it was more fun, I would actually spend more time in it. But it feels like they've artificially set the time on a lot of the pieces. As if more time in the game there is what will be actually more fun. Alright, this could be rough. Oh yeah, and more efficient's not always more fun either. I completely agree. But the current lack of efficiency in D4, I'm finding to really be tedious and unfun. Oh no, fire enchanted. Alright, that's not good. Yeah, I mean, it's Diablo 4 Season 1 right now, so there's just going to be a lot of people talking about it. But I agree. I'm like, let's just talk Llama RPG and focus there, you know. Get these guys
At
to
Mr.
chase
Llama
us.
SC, do you find overall that terror zones are a good place to magic find? Particularly for items above Mephisto's drop table?
Terror Zone's a good place to magic find. Oh yeah, they're a fantastic place to magic find. Oh my god. Don't kill me. Terrazone and Dariel might be probably is the best farm in the entire game. She's kind of ridiculous. Terrazone Bloodmore? Ugh. Don't put me out there. Oh boy. Oh no! No! Also immune! Gosh dang it. Go physical damage. Is he always immune in Nightmare? Maybe, but Fire Enchanted does not help.
Help me! Have you made any plans for how to introduce different systems in Llama RPG to the player? And if so, can you give an example?
I mean, honestly, I feel like a lot of the stuff I'm just going to let exist and the player figure out. And maybe that's the wrong way to do it. So I'm not 100% set on that yet. But I'm hoping that the systems themselves are just intuitive enough. And then you'll just kind of have to try it and learn it a little. I think there could also be potential that we just have a tutorial as an option. If you would like to, you know, watch the tutorial or just have it guide you through a basic piece, then you can. But, you know, for instance, the tailoring, right? It's like, okay. It you know, it could like just give you a quick hint, like, that you do that. Otherwise, you have to put the materials in where you want them and kind of learn how you go. And so I'm hoping that I'm aiming for kind of that, but we'll have to see. Oh my God, Diablo, we get it. You can cast lightning. Jeez. Yeah, my thought is also having NPCs kind of help with that. How's the sleep schedule? Oh, it's brutal.
Can't believe it's been so long.
She woke up every hour last night. Tinder problems! 85 months. Holy cow. That's back when I was actually having Tinder problems. I'm sure you remember. But I dislike when you play a lot of games nowadays and they do so much hand-holding for a tutorial. It's like super annoying to me. I don't know. Maybe people like it nowadays. Maybe that's like the thing. Oh, we've got a white noise machine. It's just the sleep regression time. You know, but it's like so many games now, you sit there and the first like 20 minutes of play, you can't actually have any agency. Everything it does is it's like, click on this, and then you can't click anywhere else on the screen except for there. Click on this now. Do this. It's like, golly. So yeah, I like the idea of there just existing NPCs or something that you can build for farms and a barracks, yeah. And then you get to decide if you want to do it or not, you know? Yeah, we actually want this belt. Oh wait, I can't wear that yet. I need one more strength. Rip. So. Yeah, just slowly making things available works, or just, again, having the system so, you know, all right, let people play around and try things. Let them learn and create guides and figure out the best ways to do things and whatever. Talk to NPCs to get some base hints. Guided run? No, rainbow run. Right. I don't want to adapt to the new age. I just want to yell at the sky. So that's what I do.
Okay, this is his reward.
Armageddon's so good. What's the best kind of bear? Black bear. Yes, I think there is merit to not overwhelming players, but within the systems, for instance, here, I'll give a quick example. This is what the mining system is probably going to look like, at least in the current state. So you go up and you have your rock. Right? It's a pretty nice rock, you might say. And you have your little pickaxe. Ching, ching, ching. And you've got your llama holding your pickaxe. I messed up his head, but just go with me. Right? What? Where is there a gap? Oh, over there. And you color it in. Do that. Okay, there's still somehow a gap and I don't understand. Make a rock. Make this, that. Ah, that's where it is. That connects there, but then there's also right there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, you go to mine a rock, right? And you will be presented with where's the oval? Isn't this an... Can't I make this an oval shape? Oh, there we go. All right, so let's do this one. You'll be presented with this. And there will be a line on it. Make it a green line. And there will be a red line. And this red line will go up and down. Zoom, 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 zoom. And then you will have to press the W key whenever this red line is on this green line. Right? And so it'll go up and down and you'll get, 10 presses or whatever. And you'll get an average of your lines that you've tried to get on the green line. And that will be the amount of experience that you're going to be gaining. As well as potential piece to add into the chance of getting a better material from it, right? So you could get stone, you could get gems, you could get whatever, rare gems, and higher qualities of those things. And so there will be an RNG piece plus your skill of the game, this game over here, plus your profession level and tree. Right, so within your like tree, you can select stuff like slightly increased chance. And maybe plus like one other thing. Plus question mark. Whatever it is, right? So this will determine what material quality that you're gonna get here. So you could have stone. You could have nice stone. You could have gem. You could have perfect gem. You could have flawless gem, whatever, right? And so the quality of that you're going to get, you know, will then increase this, which will give you better quality. Really, really, really nice stone. Exactly. You get it. So this will be the introduction to this mining for the game. Again, great picture. Man, I really am almost about to just fire my guy who's doing all my animation, and I'm just going to like draw it all. Got to give the llama ears though. You know, I'm like, I should just be drawing all of this. Yeah, I want to make these actual in-game graphics. These are fantastic. So that will be your introduction to it as you're going and doing the stoning and all of that. Now, as you increase your profession of mining, right? And as you start going after bigger stones, better stones that have higher potential. Whoa, look at that. Look at that, buddy. Look at that. That's a big ol' honker. Right? Now that is a nice stone. So as you're starting to farm this puppy, well, it's going to shift a little bit. So let's go ahead and grab this. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Move it over some. Now, you're going to have this. And you will have this one going and this one going. So now you're going to have two red lines going at the same time. Then again, you guessed it, as you get to your bigger stone, you're going to have another one. And this might be your, who knows, A key. And so now you're going to have lines going up and down on all of these. And you're going to have to do a little dance on your keyboard trying to time it so that you're cutting the cigars in the right spot. But of course, this is for this, which now doesn't drop your basic stone. It starts at only dropping a nice stone. And it has higher chances to drop your really, really nice stone. Whoa, look at that stone. And it will be timed. So you're only getting, 30 seconds or something, and you have to stop 10 lines for every one of them. Whatever it is. Why not do one line at a time for each? Because the purpose here is to have them all going in sync. And so you're having to either try and do them all at the same time, or do one and the next and the next and the next, but you might lose it, whatever. So it will continue to add, you know, more and more of these as you get better and better stones, and it just becomes more complex. And this is a way that I think we can build a system without having to do a giant tutorial for it. And somebody who doesn't really get into mining doesn't have to worry about all this stuff. They're just going to run across like basic rocks, and they might run into like one or two of these, whatever, and that'll be that. Or maybe if they really go into, you know, start trying to mine these big rocks, which you probably need a little bit of a higher level to do so, I would say, then you start seeing more and more of these, and it starts getting more complex. So that's where I think you can add complexity to any of your systems, you know, as you kind of go along. So this is the miner profession, which will be, you know, another profession within the game. We did the tailoring one before. This one is mining. Okay, back to D2. So again, for every different profession, for every little thing like that, I'm just trying to build fun mini games that are, you know, so it's not just I go do combat to level up, or I just click rock and he just auto mines it and I don't have to think and I level up, right? The thought is it still adds in something for you to do that will have some effect. Again, it's not like the craziest effect, like if you do it perfectly, you're always getting perfect gems, and if you do it bad, you're only getting chips or anything. But it gives a little bit of impact that you can make on it while giving you something else to do, and the better that you get at it, the better that you will be for that system. Because otherwise, I think grinding for resources, you know, when I think about how I did, or how I have in a lot of games, I'm just hitting a rock over and over again. There's nothing else that I'm doing. And a lot of that idea came from, you know, the basic idea of Rust, where they literally, you can chop, you know, mine your resources, chop your trees in Rust.
Help me.
Another code rune? Are
Have
you
sexy
kidding
time
me?
with an attractive llama? Asking for a friend.
Yeah, maybe. Expansion. Oh, yeah, I missed the spirit base. Coco. Thank you, Trondi and Medins, by the way. And thank you, Ched Sauce. But you can, you know, when you're mining or chopping trees, they put a little like dot on the tree or on the mining thing. And when you hit said dot, you get twice the resource or whatever it is. And then the dot moves. And so while you're doing the mining of whatever it is, there is a small incentive to, if you want to be more efficient, a little mini game where you're trying to always hit the dot perfectly to be a little bit faster. Again, it's not like you have to do it, but how much does it cost to organize your stash? Nothing? What? Does Fortnite have that? I don't know what Fortnite does. I guess Fortnite has that, yeah. So yeah, those are the like simple versions of it. In my game, the base mining is that simple version, but then as you advance up, you will get into harder and harder versions of the mining game. And same idea with like tailoring. Your basic skins are going to be pretty simple to tailor, right? You'll just like outline the llama. But when you're doing like the Night of Darkness skin, there's going to be all sorts of patterns and things that you got to do across the middle and all sorts of stuff. And so there'll be a lot to to do, right? These kind of things get annoying after some time. I mean, my thought is don't do the ones that you don't want to do. The idea is that these professions are very specific. And honestly, I say, is it more annoying? Like, my first thought is it more annoying to have a little mini game where I'm trying to press the space bar on the red line versus just clicking it and letting it auto, like, farm the stone? I don't know. I think it's at least something that's a little more engaging. You know, like, you're that, or you're just watching a loading bar, right? Like, at least you're getting to do something. But if it's really a system that you just don't like, then don't do that system. Don't be a miner then. You don't have to. You can go and just do the combat if you want. You can just do crafting. You can just do tailoring. You can just do whatever. You can just focus on the market, you know, have fun there, and then you don't have to worry about doing those pieces. So that really is the idea, is that none of this is required to do. It's just auto click. It doesn't waste my time with a mini game. What do you mean it's just auto click? Aww. Maybe it's a waste of time. Oof, that's a tough one. I don't know. I mean, it really feels like you just gotta share the importance of it for you to him, you know? What it would mean to you. Okay, yeah. I mean, like I say, Alex, it sounds like being a miner is not for you. And that's totally fine, because you don't need to be a miner at all. Like, it's actually good. I don't want everybody mining stuff. I don't want everybody being tailors. I don't want everybody doing every system in my game. The idea is that professions exist specifically so people will branch out and do the professions that are fun to them. And if you don't like any of that profession, then you'll just go be a person who just kills stuff. And that's great. There is a lot of killing to be done in my game. That's like the core main idea, is that you're going and doing fighting, you know? So... yeah, it is. It really sounds like, and in a totally fine and great way, that you don't want to do those little mini games, and you don't want to do crafting, and you don't want to do mining, and you don't want to do that stuff. So I say, do not. Jesus. Because all those materials, you can just go buy those materials on the market. They should be all out there from the miners who went mining and are now selling them. But you're getting all your gold from doing quests and killing things and fighting high-end monsters. So you have the gold, and the miners actually want you, because then you'll have gold to go buy stuff. Right? Did I grab my resistance scroll? I don't think I did. Will resource nodes for gather type professions be located in PvP zones? No. You're not going to have to go and be a PvP person when you're just trying to be a chill gatherer. I mean, there may be some that also exist there, but it's not like that's going to be, you know, where you need to be or something.
At last, the summit of Mount Orient.
Force Socket base for insight. Nightmare Lower Kurast and get a bill from there. Have a high level elite resource in a PvP zone. Yeah, but then it just feels bad for all the like miners. Now the idea that could come from it is, you know, work together with like a group to go mine that resource. They like protect you a little bit in a way or something, but even then, I don't know. Clans will start to camp it and stuff. Yeah, it's... There will be still ideas of that nature. So one idea I have is that there is a compactor or some sort of machine that exists at the end of a very long walk. It might be like 2 minutes, 3 minutes walking through this like desert. And at the end of it, there's a machine. And in that machine, you can create some sort of material. You have to bring like rare gems or whatever to there. There will be offline, yeah. And you can create whatever rare material there. Thank you, Viking. But you have to travel that long distance, and that long distance does have PvP. So if you want to try and run through there and get there, then people can jump you and try and take that material. Talking about Llama RPG. Now, anybody could bring it there, so it's not like it's only the miners or only the whatever. Any player would be able to go there. You can trade anything in the game except for hats, because hats are like permanent charms in a way. Thanks, Perry. Hats are like achievements, so it doesn't really make sense to be able to like trade achievements in a way. Yeah, there'll be a Shaco. But anyways, so yeah, so that's the one thing I've thought about, is having that compactor and just this really long journey to get there. And so you're going to have people that like stack up movement speed and are trying to like run around and dodge getting attacked. And it'll be just kind of like, I don't know, it could be like a fun whatever zone. But of course there'll be a shame hat. But that is still not fully set. That's just kind of a thought. But yeah, there will definitely be group content. That's actually the latest thing that I've really been thinking about and working in my mind, is like creating raids and party play, and how party play will function, allowing for like llamas to be in different formations so damage gets split differently. All sorts of that stuff. Yeah, the thing is I don't want it to be like only like Albion where you can only be in that zone to really get the top materials in PvP and it gets camped all over and all that stuff. Like I want it to still, I just want it to be for like one kind of material that you're like creating with whatever thing. Are there support classes or roles? So the classes right now are Warrior, Mage, Ranger, Guardian, and Holy Knight. So there's definitely, you know, certain classes will have like better healing for whatever. Certain classes are more focused on being, you know, the ability to potentially tank some. Oh man, we got Doom Knights. Any chance they could have slightly better names than Warrior? I don't know. Nothing set in stone on it for that, but I don't know, I don't hate Warrior. Brawler. Brawler's kind of fun. Yeah, I mean, nothing is set for those pieces. I don't really care what the name of that character is. You know? I think Guardian and Holy Knight, those are the newest classes, so those are the cool ones. Oh, that's a nice idea, Marigi. So we'll probably... I mean, the main idea was I was coming up with literally just... Can's 30, nice. Like, the base types. Warrior, Ranger, Mage, right? Whatever, we're actually good to fight this. Yeah, the physical damage is so good. I mean, the thing is, a warrior isn't only using melee. Like, all classes are going to be using all the different types of attacks. Even though they might focus in certain ways. If you end up specializing too much, you're going to just get completely taken advantage of. Because people can counter. So if I only do melee attacks, the opponent can just counter melee over and over again, and I'll just like keep getting wrecked. So you may be a tankier person, talking about PvP and PvE. There's going to be smart AI. If you only use melee attacks against AI, they're going to start abusing that. That is a kind of a rough P8, actually. Too much fire. Alright, let's go. So you guys switch attacks to kill stuff, yeah. You need to be, like I say, the game is definitely focused on the combat and making you have to like play kind of smart. Oof, that hurt. Oh boy. So not like I'm playing right now. Exactly. That sucks. Yeah, it's a good luck, right? We'll have a Ruined system. Goodbye, thank you. Not to start. Runewords could be something that like we look at in the future, but to start, I just want to get the base systems up and working first. Thanks, Rack. Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, how it goes a lot of the time. Yeah, my thought is, if we actually really wanted them to freak out and change it, all of those streamers, everybody who was complaining about the season, just don't play it. Literally sit out, don't play the season, and then let them scramble around and revert the patch and do stuff, you know? Currently not looking at having ladders in Llama RPG. I'm looking at making the game really long and something that you can, kind of like a RuneScape in a way, right? Where it's like there's just like so much grind that you can do, so many things you can do with that. Focus on adding in some like really hard raids later, some expansions, maybe more like World of Warcraft a little bit, where you just have your character and maybe on an expansion you can do a little more. But Holy Grail implemented in Llama RPG? Yeah, I think we'll do some implementation of it. Will there be a hardcore mode? Yes. Is there Magic Find? Yes. Magic Find works in an interesting way though in Llama RPG. It's not Magic Find, it's enemy items. I forget the exact name that we came up with. Basically, enemies' items get better. Enemies drop the items that they're using when you kill them. So when you put on quote-unquote Magic Find, you are strengthening the mobs that you are fighting because they will get better items. But then you, of course, get the chance to have said better items. There will be mod support, yes. Will it come to mobile? That's the ultimate idea if the game does alright. If like nobody buys the game and nobody cares and it's not fun and people aren't playing it, then like maybe the game just will die. We'll have to do a lot of work to shift it. But if the game's doing okay, people are enjoying it, it's got some fun, then we'll look at porting it over to mobile. Official Grow, where you submit each item and get a massive reward for completing it. Not about massive reward. Oh, for completing the whole Grail. Gotcha. Thought you meant for each item. Could be fun. Will it be on console? Again, that'll be probably a port option later. For now, it'll be on Steam, so Steam, Steam Deck, all that stuff.
Hello.
So my thought for Grail is either having it like a Pokédex or having it like, oh my god. Where you have to actually turn in the item and decompose it essentially to own it in your Grail. So you have to destroy it to add it there. But that might be too brutal for some people. But I do want the game to be brutal. Only self-found? Yeah, it would be only self-found for that. Unless we really make a lot of uniques and things super rare and then having trade be a part of it. I like him, Reggie. First 100 people to complete Llama RPG, get to level 100 on hardcore, will get their name written in Sharpie on a plastic 3-foot tall llama that I'll put in my garden. Oh, I never got my better belt up. Yeah, you'll get to see your name on it. I'll take the pictures and post them. Will I have Megan Fox make fun of you if you die? No, but I'll have Moo Girl say something funny about your death. Like I said, I'm working on getting it over. I think it would actually be a really good mobile game. Mugen Fox.
At Mr. Llama SC, I think we need to bring Megan Fox in on this project to ensure its success.
Nah, we got Moo Girl. Will it be online? Yeah, it'll be online and offline. Leather gloves, wow. Can you already buy it? No, not yet. Little Atma's whale there. Thanks, Hefty. A game that functions without the internet? Yeah, I know. It's this new crazy idea I had. Like, what if people could play my game, but then they didn't have to connect to the internet to do so? I don't know. I'm just spitballing. Just something crazy I'm trying out. Can you fish and cook to create more powerful potions? Currently, fishing and cooking are not professions I have, but everybody seems to really want fishing to exist in the game. So it may be something we have to add in. People seem to love fishing. Currently, all the potion stuff is done with alchemy, which is a fun mini game. But maybe you should, I don't know. What do you do with the fish? You just use fish as materials? You know, maybe instead of gathering berries and things, I'll just put in fishing. Radiment sphere.
How may I be of help?
Oh, I like that reanimator. Rubik's. True love.
Neelathak, you can't hide from me.
No! Why am I not playing season 1? Exclamation mark. Whatever it is.
Good day.
Oops, I went to hell. Season skip. Need speedrun Sundays again? Probably true. I only played Source though. Yeah, it's brutal. Chopin, thank you. Anyways, I'm very excited for Llama RPG. I don't know if it'll work. I don't know if it's going to be dumb. I don't know if we'll get it working in a way that feels good or not. I really hope so for all that stuff. But I do like the idea still overall. Fishing could have two functions. Cooking by just simply fishing, but then also fish or aquatic creatures you only can start combat, and those enemies could drop loot used in crafting alchemy. Llama RPG 2 be a real time? Yeah, probably. I don't like cake, yeah. Yeah, we'll allow for mod tools. More of a brownie pie kind of guy, to be honest.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, we're just leveling up a little bit before I have to shift over to Summon Druid. My game will not be... Llama RPG will not be shifting to real time. That being said, I did have a dream about how to make the game... Sorry. A real-time action game. Real-time ARPG. And so now I know exactly what it will look like if it were to be shifted there. But we're not shifting it there. That's not its purpose. Are dreams so important to the game design? I don't know. But a lot of the ideas for my game have come to me in dreams. So I usually go to sleep dreaming about Llama RPG, and then when I wake up, I know what I need to do. I work out whole systems. Like the entire Llama trading card game came to me in a single dream. I woke up and then I just wrote down the entire trading card game rule set. And I think it'll be really fantastic. So. Exactly, Hollow. Whoa, when did I go there?
Neelathak, you can't hide from me.
Yeah, eventually I just kind of assume that there's some external force that is building this game through me. And they speak to me in my dreams. Thanks, Fogger. Yeah, exactly. The ancestors of game design. What level are we going to hell? Well, we're going to be a summon druid in hell, so I think it's important to at least get into our 60s here. Thought you'd be playing exclamation mark season skip. We're 57, almost 58 here. Llama RPG have a battle pass? No. We're gonna take all that garbage monetization and remove it.
Neelathak, you can't hide from me.
Thanks, Donnie. Remove it from gaming, not from my game. It doesn't exist. The only monetization that potentially did exist in Llama RPG was cosmetics, but I removed it because I hate cosmetics being cost. Can I give Llama RPG a battle pass, then I can take it out before launch and make a big headline about it? It's probably a smart idea, to be honest. Why not let people do it? Because the game isn't about money first. That's why. It's so like disheartening to me when you can go and do all this stuff and work hard and grind the game and all this to get some awesome skin, and then some other dude just pays $15 and he has it. Or has a cooler looking skin. It just ruins it. It just ruins the fun. I hate that it's so accepted nowadays and that people are like, yeah, that's just how it is. It's fine. It's like it sucks. It's just a crappy, like, mechanic. And the way that they've implemented monetization. Some people, it's who cares, but I care. I really dislike it. I think it really makes the game less fun. I think a big part of fun in games is looking cool. So, take away my ability to look cool, I dislike it. Or make it a paid thing.
Good afternoon.
I hate it too. I'm just thinking about your future dev and not hurting players. I mean, my thought and hope and everything with it is I'm going to create a game that's super fun and hopefully can support itself. If it loses a little bit of money, whatever, that's fine. If it's having big money issues and continuing to lose, we'll have to maybe look and adjust. I won't be throwing in trash monetization like that. But, you know, the way that I'm currently planning to have monetization in it is just, you know, kind of have like a boss that you can only beat with money. He's immune to all damage types except cash and credit. But he doesn't drop you items or anything. He'll just be there for, like, you know, fun of if you want to, like, support the game, you can go fight the boss with money. I don't know why that guy's not taking any damage. And then on top of that, you know, maybe set like $10,000 of health is how much life he has. And when the community raises 10 grand, then we release like the next expansion in the game or something, you know. So that's the current plan. How far out is my game? We're still in like pre-alpha, but we're pretty good. We're aiming to have a demo here in a couple weeks. It'll be a very basic demo, not a demo like you might think, you know, how some games have a demo that's like right before early access launch or whatever. This will just be like a testing based systems. Can we get a PoE stream? We'll watch ExileCon when they do the announcements of stuff. We'll watch that. How many? Is there a counter? How many times you beat the boss? Yes, there will be a counter for how many times you've beaten the boss, how much damage you've done to the boss, etc. And then there will be a leaderboard, so you know. The people that do support the game the most get honored in that way.
Hello.
Sounds like pay to win? Very much, yes. The boss's name will probably be Peyton Win. Yep. The game is just supposed to be fun. That's the game, man. Alchemist class throws acid bottles. So the alchemy is a profession. It's not something that you're using in combat. But you'll be able to create potions, maybe some of which could be potions that you use in combat to throw at your opponent. So, potential. Weaponized potions or just grenades? Yeah, he makes grenades. Oh yeah, I've got that. That's right. I still like the poster. Is there another Amrun? Wait, where? All the way back there? Alright. Worth. Turn the poster upside down until the game is properly patched. I like it. Thanks, Roach. Exclamation mark RPG Discord is where announcements and everything regarding Llama RPG will be. So go hop over there, and when there's demo stuff, I mean obviously I'll still show stuff off on the stream, but that'll be where you'll get first announcements of all that stuff. Just got a goal run, let's go baby. Why is D4 itemization bad? I mean, it's a many-part question, to be honest. The general idea is affix pool not great, item bases not great, level requirements, lack of stat requirements not great, not much difference between. Only legendary items matter, or the rares that you make legendary. There's just many problems there. But hopefully that kind of sums up some of them there. Was G2 base game better than current D4 initial stage? I think so, yeah. Much better base on it, even though it had its problems. Thanks, Dragon. Oh, that's fun. Nice port out. Yeah, it's kind of hard to describe exactly why like Diablo 2's itemization is so good. You really have to dive a little bit into the weeds. But something that I was able to really do and look at was kind of that when making Llama RPG, it really helped me identify, because then I was creating my itemization with the Diablo 2 itemization as my basis, but I had very different... I know, Wist, I know, it's like, what? It had very different stuff going on, but still was using a similar idea. And I was running into kind of issues in some places where I'm like, wait a second, I thought this would actually be really good. But this makes the itemization not that great. So I've had to change things and adjust things and... oh crap, players 3. And that's been really interesting, having to make those adjustments to the game and the itemization in Llama RPG so that items are feeling solid. And I'm not even sure if they're perfect where they're at yet. They probably aren't, right? We need to do testing, but... Campfire chat will be wild tomorrow. People are gonna go crazy.
Remember Act 2, throw at ground trade at D2 beginning laughing face.
Yep. Oh man, I did players 8 or 3 for that. Oops.
Finding a storm shield in D3 or D4. I hope it has reduced damage from Elite's mod, and my main stat, an increased chance to block. Oh great, it has all of that. Oh no, it isn't Primal Ancient. Finding a storm shield in D2. Oh neat, I needed that.
Yeah. It's a pretty good difference between the two.
Good afternoon.
That's also a really fun Anthony, yeah. That's like such a funny thing about Diablo 2. Sometimes an item will drop that isn't supposed to drop, or you'll get an item in a shop that isn't supposed to be there just because it kept rolling trying to give you a proper one and it couldn't, and so then it was like, alright, fine, just take this instead. Like that one, that cracks me up so much. Oh, was Diablo 1 like at launch? I don't know, I was 6 years old. No, Blades in Hell hasn't been done yet. I gotta do that. Like I say, right now we're just farming up because we're gonna be summons in Hell. So we need a little bit of levels here. Druid skills, let's go! We lose a little bit of resistances, but plus to skills, baby! With 34 light res. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, we lose, like I say, definitely some resistances, but 34 light res is workable. I'll trade it off for +1 skills.
Less than 3.
Thank you, Lucho.
Impossible.
So thank you again, Maregi, for the 999.
Salutations.
Trash. So sad when a rare ring trashes out. Microsoft is taking over. I mean, I don't think it's really gonna improve Diablo 4. Again, I'm not to be too negative, but I think the direction that Diablo 4 has gone requires a large overhaul that I'm not sure they will make. I think at best they can get the game to playable and alright without doing a massive overhaul where they like completely redo their itemization and stuff. But it's kind of like D3. The base to me is the big issue. The base isn't fun enough. Reaper of Souls was a decent overhaul that improved it, but it still wasn't as good. You know, there's still similar issues where you're doing quadrillion, petajillion, whatever damage and things because the base systems are still just not built right. Rainbow Druid is different difficulty, different build. Normal is shapeshifting, Nightmare is elemental, Hell will be summons. You don't think you'll ever find a game you like better than D2? Yeah, I mean, besides Llama RPG, which I've heard is going to be right up there, I'm not sure I will either. We're using Godot. Have I been coding the project? I'm doing all the game design. So I'm doing soft coding in the way of like building out the spreadsheets with all the information of everything, designing all the systems, all of that. But Warren is doing the hard coding for, you know, implementing the actual combat, like, way that it goes and everything like that. Yeah, it's not horrible, Greg, but it's a little rough. When Llama RPG blows up, is the idea to stop streaming? No. If it blows up and it's doing really good, maybe we'll just stream playing Diablo or playing Llama RPG instead. Being said, chances of it blowing up and being that, very low. I don't have expectations of anything like that. My hope, again, is to get, if there could be a few hundred people, maybe up to 1,000 people playing at one time, that would be really good if there were 1,000. But even if there's like 300, 400 concurrent users, I think that'd be pretty solid. That'd be pretty good for the game. Yeah, shoulda looked for that. Coming out on Steam, yeah. Ever considered starting a rookie league for StarCraft 2 with your viewers? No, that's I don't have the time for that right now. Are your servers going to scale better than Blizzard's? I don't know. It's my first game. I've never tried all that. The fact that so many AAA companies have server issues like that makes me fearful for sure, though. You know, we're set up for AWS to scale up and all that stuff, but how it'll actually function beats me. But hopefully we can at least get a very basic test going in the pre-alpha, where we can have you guys come and join the server and just get everybody kind of on the server and see like how many people can exist on a single server, what issues it has. So level 64. I hope so, man. I hope people really like the game. I mean, even if the game doesn't perform well, all that stuff, again, I'm proud that we at least like made it. And oh, I should have left. I thought I could get out. You know, I know that I put like my soul into really developing it and stuff. There's just so many pieces. You know, there's so much more than you even like really think about when you're thinking about initially even just designing a game. And then once you start doing more and more with it, you're like, oh my god, wait a second. I have to do this and this. I have to literally create every single affix that will roll on items. Then I have to create every single instance of when that affix will roll. I have to create all the different values that it could roll depending on when it does roll. I have to create every monster, all the resistances, all the stats, all the everything that the monsters will have. I have to create the items, the damages of the items, the weapon speeds of the items, the stamina uses of the items, when it can be equipped, what the upgrades of all the items are, what the stat level and requirements are for the items. I have to be, I mean, it's like, again, every single, no, it'll start on Steam. Every single like thing like that, when you're thinking about it, is like, oh wow, that actually is so much more. And so when you're going through and writing all that stuff, you're just like, Jesus. There's so much just tiny pieces of the game that have to be designed. Good rolling for it's not great duels. That's good to know. Interesting. So like, I'll give an example. I think affixes are a good example. So like, this is affixes. So just for accuracy, I need the different tiers, how it spawns, the level required, if it's a prefix or suffix, the frequency of that. I need its group code. I need all of the rolls that can happen, and then what it can roll on for each one of those things. And then you have to do this for all of the affixes that exist in the game. And that's just affixes, and then it just continues. Don't worry, the mana burn's pretty light. Browser-based RPGs, super proud. About 50 people got around doing it, super watching them play. Oh, that's awesome. So I think the big piece of all of that there is how much time really gets put into trying to not only do all that, but then balance all of that. I think that's the big piece of it. It's like trying to create it so it's not just I'm creating it, but also all these affixes will be fun, all these affixes will be balanced, all these affixes will, you know, that's the hard part. Because there's so much more thought that has to go into all of that than just, oh, I'm just creating this, so I just put numbers and it's fine, you know, whatever. Yeah, it's gotta feel great. Will I make a YouTube video showing the itemization? Yeah, we'll have that. I have itemization like in an app kind of built out already that has 12% fire res, it's alright. Some of that. I mean, there's just a lot of like, there's a lot of moving parts. So a lot of the moving parts for everything right now exist up in my brain. What I'm saying now is that my game is going to save gaming. That's the goal of it. The stretch goal is it saves gaming. The reasonable goal is that a few hundred people play it and really enjoy it. No, yeah, you can drop that. That's cool. $65. It'll be multiplayer, yeah. Like I said, I'm doing all of the spreadsheet coding, which is, you know, all of just this stuff. All of just this stuff, you know. Here's all the skills in the game, and again, trying to like balance and create all of skills. Here's, now that's the old monsters. Wait. Why is monsters... What happened to monsters? Oh. Wait. Monster. Phew. Better. I got scared for a second. Though... What has happened here? What in the world? What happened to this spreadsheet? Warren? I don't know. So, you know, scaling in all of the resistances of everything. Building in where the spawns are for all that stuff.
Salutations.
I'm just gonna level up a little bit more. Just like big chill in here. Maybe we'll go to like 67. Yeah, I've got Warren as main dev, then a couple other people are doing some smaller dev pieces. Bail run wouldn't be faster. I mean, bail runs are fine too. You can kind of kill whatever stuff, honestly. Don't matter too much. Lots of art backlogged. Yeah, I think art is going to be tough. But we've got some cool art. The problem is, yes, there is just also a lot of art that exists, you know. There's a text button over my camera now on mobile. That's annoying. Is he? Interesting. When will we start to see merch? I mean, let's get the basic out first. The goal is get the demo out first. I don't, Tony. Once we have the demo out, then we can start maybe like a Kickstarter or something. If people are, you know, interested, they like the game from there. Now they've got to see some of it. Thank you, Tony. Then after that, we can look at, you know, having fun merch, whatever pieces, get into the alpha, get into the beta. Thanks, Hefty. Diablo 4 now a trash can. Exclamation mark season skip. Thanks, Hefty. Oh, I don't know, Multi. I'm not sure which one is actually better. You do get a lot of damage from the... It's probably better to do fine, ultimately. But the skillers do give, like... The skills do give decent damage. I've got really a really great soundtrack for Llama RPG already. So the soundtrack is pretty set and amazing. IO dull, oh my god. But yeah, if there are things that we run across, issues we have, stuff that I need that we're just lacking, struggling to get, then that's where the exclamation mark RPG Discord comes in. That's where I generally would like reach out. Yeah, we can play a song. Let's do Industrial Zone's a nice intro. Maybe we should just play the game theme song. I just worked with a viewer on the music. So he composes stuff and I just kind of would be like, no, change this, change that, and then he just made it. Diablo. Yeah, it's supposed to be a little bit. If they fix D4, I'll go back to it. Start playing D3, buck the trend. I like syncopation. Lore has some of that in it. My rap. We're using Godot. Yeah, it tries to give that fun old school stuff. This game tries to take you back to a day when games were built for fun, to be fun, and are fun. Fun. That's a very technically challenging guitar solo. Yeah, no, I know. Like, he absolutely crushes it on the guitar. No joke. I'm like, if Llama RPG gets big, this dude should get offers from just everybody. To do their music. He is insanely talented. It's fantastic because when I like had him, you know, working on it, I was just like, hey, can you do this? No, change this and do this. And then he just like put this out and I'm like, yep, that's exactly what I thought. You read what was in my head. You know? Which is like the nicest thing when you can just work with someone and they can just do that. And that's the same thing with the art direction as well.
Can I help you?
Let me like, I've shown this piece before, but this is the like swords in the game. Right. Oh wait, I can't see. So it's like, this was perfect. I was like describing what I wanted the swords to look like for the item art. And then he was like, how about this? And I was like, yep, that's exactly what I wanted. Like, that's what was in my head, exactly. Good colors, really popping, you know, like, that's how I wanted it to be. So I feel very blessed to be able to work with people that I can just like describe it and then they just make it and I'm like, that's it. You have just nailed it. Because I can't do that.
At Mr. Llama SC can Winamp be the final boss for Llama RPG?
Winamp. Yeah, of course. Thank you, Rabbit. Any voice acting? That's probably like a stretch goal. Things like voice acting and stuff, it's like I'm not gonna focus on that to start. I've got so many things I need to like make sure function and work and are right before I get to that. You know. But that could be something, you know, that, again, I'd reach out for later in the Discord. Hey, we've got the game set, we've got the dialogue written, everything. If people want to submit some voice acting stuff, we can try and get some people to just, like, you know, do some voices in it. But again, of importance, that is lower down on my list. We've got a lot of other things to focus on first. Aw, no Darkwood. That sounds nice, Shmoo.
Evil flows.
Sorry to say there's no battle passes for you to buy. I know. I know. You're just gonna have to, like, how about pay to progress? Couldn't fit it in, I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to play the game and keep your money, I guess. I'm so sorry. $20 for 4 days early access. Everybody's just gonna play at the same time. I know, I'm really sorry. There's just stuff that is difficult, and I just couldn't get figured out for you. There will be that, Wills. I don't know if you're really progressing, though, with that. He will drop a sense of pride and accomplishment, though. So. Will there be a button to reset all your skills at once? Yes. Yes, there will. It'll just be a potion, and then you'll just use said potion, and then you can respec all of your stuff at once. Which, again, it was a very technically crazy difficult thing for us to implement, but we managed to figure it out, so. Sense of pride and accomplishment is a charm with negative stats and resistances. Potion makes you black out. You wake up the next morning having forgotten all your skills, and you have points now to spend. I like it. It's a pretty good way to actually describe it. Will the game have New Game Plus? What's New Game Plus again? Just like normal Nightmare Hell? You start over with everything. That sounds like normal Nightmare Hell to me. Okay, so yeah, that's just a normal Nightmare Hell. So I wasn't certain, but I think maybe. Like, initially, no, it wasn't going to have New Game Plus. But I'm kind of debating having it. It does seem like a great way to get additional content. Improve the levels of zones, all that stuff. Dang, big attack rating on that ring as well. Once you have complete game, if playtesting shows it's fun and replayable, do it. Yeah, that's kind of the thought. And then can just, you know, adjust some values and things for each one of them. Of course. Of course, Epic. I mean, if playing through the game isn't fun, though, then I've failed. I absolutely hate the idea of a game, like, being like, skip the campaign. I'm like, what's the point? So I'm hoping that it's like D2 here, where it is fun still to play through. Rainbow is all a different build every time. How much do I estimate Llama RPG will cost overall? There's just a lot of various pieces with all that. I don't know. I might spend like 50 grand on it or something. Which is getting out pretty cheap, but you know, a lot of people who are working are gonna have like a percentage of game revenue stuff and things. So then it'll be like, that'll be kind of more ways to pay. Didn't build every difficulty, yeah. 12 to life is okay. Maybe not enough. My friend wants to make a game, but assets and stuff really add up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, it's just expensive. There's just all the cost for assets, for coding, for music, for whatever stuff. And again, I mean, some people have just contributed for free. Some people, you know, are contributing and they'll get a small piece. It kind of depends how much you're contributing, right? I want everybody who's worked on it to at least be able to get something, whether they get some pay or they get some, you know, percentage of it. If they've made like meaningful contributions to the game, then I want them to definitely be able to have some investment in the game in some capacity. But it's just, overall it's still just hey Saigons, can you contribute? I don't know, what's the contribution you'd want to make? Is it a passion project for them too? Yeah, it's a passion project for everybody. You make awesome art. I mean, we might need more awesome art, to be honest. So that may be something that could be useful, yeah. Message me on Discord and we can look. But yeah, if you're looking at this game to try and get like rich, it's probably not going to happen. If you're looking at this game to do something to make a really fun game, that's something that, you know, is the goal here. Oh boy. Yeah, we will, binary. But I don't have the funds to make you rich with it, and it's just not, it's an indie game that's a passion project, you know. Can you do some back-end stuff? We've got some people working on it, but again, I mean, if you've got a lot of like
thanks for all the entertainment
knowledge
you provided
and stuff.
me all this time.
Thank you. You know, again, I wouldn't hate having some, but yeah, we've got right now back-end I think is going okay. But the idea is like, hey, we're gonna run this test. What if we run into back-end issues and we can't figure it out? Yeah, I'll probably reach out in !RPG Discord and see if people have help. It's Godot. GD script is what it's being all written in right now. It better not be. This is actually like a really great experience right now. Overwatch on Steam? Yeah, it's really strange. I don't know if I fully understand the decision. Is there still multiplayer exclusives? There are. A lot of the multiplayer exclusives will be like certain hats and things, and the reason is because I want them to be stuff that players are gonna have to like go figure out and find, and so if you could just data mine it off like single player, then it'd be easy. So Thulrune! Hey, I needed that. Now we can make spirit. We just need a spirit base. Two to tornado, 3 open sockets. Nice. Thank you, Mumbo! Is this cooking stream? Yeah. Cooking some meat. If only it had summon skills. I know. Would have been epic. Secret human level, yeah. There are some secret levels in the game. I mean, again, something I'm really trying to do with Llama RPG is make it fun. Something I think is fun in games is having secret little levels and things to go explore and stuff. So, yes, you will find a variety of just fun, silly things to hopefully go do and engage with and enjoy. Secret levels, all that stuff, you know. No sub for Daddy Bezos this month. In your face, Bezos. Just have Chat GPT do everything. If you want the most bland, generic game ever. Can't be more generic than FIFA. Sure, I'm not saying those ain't. I'm just saying, just because there's a bunch of garbage games out there right now, don't mean we just need to keep making more of them. Guess we can look for like a broadsword or something. +1 to shape-shifting skills. Rip. Unfortunate. Okay. Alright, that's the cows. Alright, well that pretty much concludes part Nightmare, I would say. We've got Talthal Ort Am. We'll have to go get our spirit base, that'll be fine. Do that soon. But otherwise, those aren't bad. Yeah, we're level 69? Oh, I thought it was 68. 69, we've got Leaf, we've got 25 FCR, Druid skills, Stealth, some MF, resistances. and some decent boots. Pretty solid overall. We're ready to respec into summoning and begin part hell. Don't forget to like and subscribe, YouTube. Mwah, kisses, and I'll see you guys there. Peace.